guys, it's YayKay. So I wanted to just bring up like something I've kind of like dabbled on it already, but like I have been following the breadcrumbs a lot lately, and what I mean by that is like you kind of have that gut instinct or the intuition to do something, right? Or see somebody or call somebody. I feel like I like to call it, I don't know, I feel like I should call it like my personal radar, because it's like and it's like, which way do I go, which way do I go? Anyway, but I've been practicing kind of like listening to it more, and it's been weird, like this, just like, you know, especially in the new year, like the new adventures I've been having. You know, I talked about at the beginning of the month, you know, the cute little kid karaoke thing I had, or like the dude I found or whatnot. And, you know, dude is fine. We're just kind of doing the thing, but we're not going to date, but we're doing the thing. Read into that what you will, but it's just like, that's kind of what I need right now. So that's kind of working out. But anyway, and it's amazing, like the weird connections, because like my sister and I, we have a connection all the time. Like it's kind of stupid. So like, not stupid. It's just like, it's dumbfounding. I think that's a more positive word. Is like, so she and I celebrated our father passed away about, like, I can't remember if it's 5 or 6 years now, because time goes by and then you lose track of how many years. At least I do. I'm not very good at that kind of stuff. But we always celebrate him on his death day and on his birthday. And it was his birthday, and so we went to dinner like we always do as a family. So my mom, my sister, and I, we went to dinner. And she picked a lovely restaurant. It's called Hazelwood. It's in St. Louis Park. Really good food. The drinks were fantastic. I had a chai tea old fashioned that was the seasonal old fashioned, and it was bomb diggity. Oh my gosh. I didn't think you could put cinnamon in a whiskey thing and have it taste good. It was fantastic. But anyway, so we celebrated that, and we have this really weird like connection when it comes to food. So like whenever I visit her, like we'll go somewhere maybe during the day, and then we'll go back to her place and watch some RuPaul or something and watch TV, and then almost at the same time we'll like text each other Taco Bell, like, you know, stuff, weird things like that. Like I'll be at my pull tab job and I'll be like, do you want to go to Taco Bell? And she'll be like, duh. Like, and we'll go at like 1 a.m. together. But anyway, so we looked at each other, and like we had already had dinner. We got full on dinner. We got full. We ate everything that we were given. We got like 2 appetizers and an entree, and we ate everything. And so we were like, yeah, but let's like do dessert later. So we went to Trader Joe's and got some dessert or whatnot. And then we went home and ate that dessert. It was like an ice cream sandwich, like one of those cookie ones with the chocolate chips on the outside. And then we did chocolate dipped strawberries that were frozen. So we did like a, you know, kind of like a mini smorgasbord plate of dessert. And then like an hour and a half later, I texted her frozen pizza. And she's like, I was just gonna ask you that. Because like, so we ordered DoorDash and got frozen pizza and a couple, and like I've ordered some Cheetos and whatnot. So anyway, just, so that's the long version of what I'm trying to say. So it's amazing, like the things that you can pick up from other people. And this happens to me all the time, where like someone I haven't seen in a long time, I'll think of them, right? So someone I haven't seen in months, I'll think of them, and then like within 2 weeks they show up, like almost every time. And so I feel like it's just one of those, like, it's one of those nudges. I'm not really sure the point of it. Like you get a nudge that someone's coming and then they come. Like I don't understand like what the point is. I don't know if it's just to like reaffirm your feeling, you know, just to kind of give you that confirmation that, yeah, you're not nuts. I think that's maybe what it's for. Maybe to practice. I don't know. I haven't quite figured it out yet. But when it comes to those kind of signals, I always try to follow them and see where they go. So, like, here's another story. I don't know why. This is a long way to get to the point. But there's another story a friend of mine shared with me where her intuition, we'll just call it, ooh, that was spicy, told her to put, what was it? It was kind of something super random. It was kind of like, hey, I really need you. Like, she was trying to figure out how to, I'm going to make this up because I can't remember the story 100%. So, like, let's pretend she wanted to fix something in her house. Like, oh, there's a doorknob that was sticking or something. Let's make it up. So there was a doorknob that was sticking, and she was trying to fix it, and she couldn't. She couldn't figure out, like, what was happening or why it wasn't working. And then, for some reason, her intuition told her, well, just go outside and check your garden, or something like that. And she's like, what? Go outside and check your garden. I'm like, how is checking my garden gonna help me fix this doorknob? Just tell me how that science works. And so she did. She was like, fine, I think you're silly, but I will look. So she went to her garden outside, and her neighbor was out there. And when she got out there, the neighbor and her started chit-chatting or whatever. And then the neighbor, you know, she was talking about, oh, well, the neighbor was like, well, what have you been working on lately on your house? And she's like, oh, I'm having trouble with this doorknob. And he goes, oh, well, I can help with that. And it took him like 2 seconds because he like had the tool on hand, blah, blah, blah. Magical doorknob now fixed. Right? So it's like one of those things where sometimes when your intuition is wrong and you think it's not, I like to say stupid. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that word because I like my intuition. I don't want to talk it down. But sometimes you feel kind of stupid going, yeah, because I'm going to find the answer in a garden somewhere. Like, it just sounds weird, right? But it happens, though. Like, you follow those breadcrumbs that you get left, and it's amazing what you find that you didn't know was there. And it's like, oh. Because I don't know how many times, even way back in high school, like, again, bad example, but like, hey, I better bring a tampon today. Or, hey, I need $5 in my pocket today. And sure as crud, you needed those things. So it's just sometimes that voice will help you with the smallest thing to the biggest thing. You just got to learn to like hone in on it and listen to it. And so it's just one of those, like, just practice a little bit about, it's kind of like if you thought of it, just go with it. Real, like if something like hit you like a lightning bolt, you're like, hey, I should call so-and-so. Do that. Because sometimes it's because they needed you and they didn't know how to ask. And sometimes you're not going to know that. So if you say, hey, I should call so-and-so. Be like, yeah, you should call so-and-so. Like, it's amazing how that stuff happens. And it's so rewarding when you go in that direction. Even if you don't always figure out the why, it is just so nice. It's such a good tool in your toolbox. I can't even tell you how handy it is. It is so helpful. So I highly recommend trying it out. Again, it might seem a little silly, but I totally think you're going to reap and sow the benefits of that. And so go out there and just try something different. Follow those like little voices, but be careful of the voices you listen to, because sometimes it's your ego. So don't get me wrong, sometimes it's your ego telling you to do things, and that's the hardest part, is trying to differentiate between your practical self and your heart, that intuition spot. It's really hard sometimes when you're starting out to figure out that. Even to this day, I still struggle with it, and I think it's going to be a struggle we'll always have. But it gets easier with practice, about knowing what your heart says versus what your rationality, ego, mind says. So be careful. Oh my gosh. Oh, wow. I don't know why that was such a big load off my shoulders, but I was like, just so you know, it's a pretty great tool. Feel free to whip that sucker out and give it a whirl. And just be like,